welcome to Daily Audacity with Braden and Caden.
So Caden's gonna start us off with a story.
Okay, so when I used to live in my old house in Zaleski, I was sitting there in my house. We were playing Just Dance. Okay, you know the brand new Just Dance came out, like the very first one when the Wii was like really big and everybody wanted the Wii. So I went downstairs to get everybody drinks and like a snack because we've been up there for a while. So I go downstairs, and in my house, like, as soon as you get on the stairs and you turn to the left, the door is like right there, and I had a red door, so that's where my kitchen is and everything in my old house. So I filled up glasses of water. I had like pop, and I had like Chex Mix or like a bunch of chips or something like that. And when we came in there, when I came in there, I just looked at the door. And for some reason, I just stared at the door for like forever. I just had this weird feeling about the door, and then I just kind of like slowly walked towards it. And as soon as I got to the door, I'm like dead serious to this day. An old lady was at the door, like, that did not look like a human. It was a spirit, okay? And as soon as I started, trying to back up, straight to the door. I dropped everything on the floor. My parents came down. My sister came down. Everybody thought that I slipped and fell or something. No, I was literally screaming, the door. And yeah, that was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. I haven't had really anything like that, except when I was at my grandma's. I had one other thing where I was laying in her bed, in the guest bedroom that she has. And, so I could hear the TV on, and not only that, it was SpongeBob, so like stuff that I actually used to watch. And I was like, oh, well, I just must have left the TV on, because kids usually leave the TV on, because I was like 11 or 10, so
10 or 11.
10 or 11.
10 or 11. I have a ghost in my mom's house.
And anyway, so I went in there, and the TV wasn't on. Okay. And I went back to my room, and I could hear SpongeBob, the episode of SpongeBob going on there. And it was so weird, because every time I would look, nothing was there. Every time I went and laid down, I could hear the SpongeBob episode. And it freaked me out. And I really didn't want to go back to my grandma's after that, but I just did, and that's really just what happened.
Yeah.
Now Braden's going to take us off with his ghost experience.
Yes. So I have a ghost at my mom's house. And I will tell everybody this story because it is a very true story. If you go to my mom's house, I'm not going to promise you that you will see it, but I have a couple times. So the first encounter with this ghost or spirit or whatever you want to say, it was a while ago. I don't remember exactly who saw it first, but I remember when I saw it, I had a typewriter. I'm not old. I just had a typewriter.
Was it at your grandma's house, or was it just a typewriter that was just there?
No, it was just, we bought a typewriter at a yard sale, I think, and I had it in the back room of my mom's house, and I was typing on it, because me and my brother used to do this thing where we'd pretend that we'd make up scenarios and missions that we had to go on as a team. So I had a piece of paper in there, and I was typing on it. Well, as I'm typing, and people have been telling me, like, oh, dude, you're just seeing things, your eyes are messing with you. As I was typing, there was a face, I swear, I saw it peek up out of the corner of the desk, not the corner of my eye, because I was looking at it. It peeked up at the corner of the desk and looked at me, like stared at me. Well, I looked at it, and I saw something black just stand straight up, and it looked like it was running at the wall, and it just disappeared. It's the craziest thing. Like, I got so scared, I sprinted out of that room, I grabbed the Bible, and I started praying. Like, that's exactly what happened. Other members of my family have also seen or heard of the ghost.
I have another thing. When I was at my grandma's, my dad told me that when his cousin Shane used to stay over, he was always really scared of the guest room, which is basically my dad's room. It used to be my dad's room, but that was the guest room. So every time that he'd sleep in there, he'd wake up and he'd see an old lady in the rocking chair, and he always used to beat on my dad's door in the middle of the night sometimes and tell him to wake him up and get in there. sometimes my dad walked in there and he would literally see stuff as well. He claims that he's seen the old lady rocking in a chair and stuff like that. But when I slept in the guest bedroom, and I used to sleep in there all the time, but now I sleep in my grandma's living room because that after what happened to me, when I was asleep in my grandma's guest bedroom, my eyes would not open. Like, I woke up and my eyes were like sealed shut, and not because of like, you know how your eyes can like crust over and stuff like that. I was feeling my eyes and I'd pry them open and they wouldn't open. For a solid minute, I couldn't understand why my eyes wouldn't open, and then they just opened. And that was really one of the scariest moments, because I've never had something like that like really happen to where you know you can't. It's happening to you. Like, you don't just see it. It's like happening to you. But yeah, that's the only time that I was like really sketched out at my grandma's, other than the SpongeBob episode. But that thing wasn't really scary because nothing was happening to me. It was, I could just hear it. But yeah.
So you do think ghosts are real, or do you just think it's spirits? I mean,
I think it's spirits, because
Yeah.
I don't think it's ghost is kind of like a silly term. I think.
yes. So like when you watch things like Paranormal Activity, you're not like, just, oh, that's not real.
Oh,
That
no,
doesn't. That's not scary.
I think like The Conjuring and stuff like that. That stuff is really scary. Like, I don't like that stuff at all. It really does scare me. And when I watched The Conjuring for the first time, it really freaked me out, because I've heard like experiences that my family has had with stuff like that, and like
I have a crazy lady in my family. She's not. I don't know. She's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna say her name, but she lives right next door to my mom. So everybody who knows me is gonna know who I'm talking about. But she complains all the time about everything. Anyway, there were clothes stacked up in her hallway. I was over at her house one day. There were clothes stacked up in her hallway, and she lost it. Like, I had to take a picture for her. I had to go make sure there wasn't a ghost back there. But she claims it looked like a face, and she was freaking out.
Wait, the clothes looked like a face?
Yes, but she thought it was a ghost. She was like yelling at me,
So
like,
there was no like spirit. It was more of like the clothes looked like something.
The-
Like
the
when
clothes-
when you're a little kid, and you turn off the lights and you start looking at something.
yes, the
That's
clothes.
like a coat hanger or something.
Yeah, and you think it's like a
start
person?
shaping it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it was clothes folded up on a chair. It looked like a face. I could probably show you the picture some other time, but
She made you take a picture of it.
yes, she's crazy. She's one of those people who stare out the window with binoculars. But
That would just be a painful way to live, really. Just
yeah,
thinking about
she doesn't do much
everything.
except for complain about everything on her body hurting every single day. But well, I guess a better question is, do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in what?
Aliens.
Well, you see here, I've always been intrigued in Area 51. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I would like to go there and just one day and experience, like, you know, just be there at like the entrance and stuff. Like, a lot of people go there all the time, and they're at like the entrance and everything and whatnot. And there's a lot of cool videos, especially the one that I like watching, where the guy that's doing like tours and stuff just drives all the way past the sign, because he turns around like this to see his passengers in the back, because they're doing something, and he goes straight past the line, and he makes it midway through, and like, so the line that you're not supposed to cross, there's like another like 3 miles before you even get to like the like station that they
Yeah.
have. So you can't just like go across the line and then you go like in the base. So like they catch up with them, and of course the people in the white truck that sit up there, they'll like kill you if you miss anything at all. Like, if you go past it, they're literally taught to kill you. So yeah.
There was a guy, I don't remember his name, but he worked there. He had a jet engine in his car. He put a jet engine in his car, and I guess he started working at Area 51, and he ended up not working there anymore. And he was telling people, which is crazy because you can see this online. He would tell people, oh, they're testing a UFO at this specific time, and you go out there and you could see them flying it around and all this stuff. It was really cool, but I don't know why. I think something happened to him. He's not dead. He's still alive somewhere, but I don't know what
another
happened to
thing
him.
I
He
have to
stopped
tell
doing
you
it.
about. So I watched this YouTube video not too long ago, that was this guy basically went out and right near Area 51, okay, and there was a old mine shaft, okay, and he was making videos, you know, because apparently he claimed that he walked into a cave and there was this red light there, and it was shining on him, and then he didn't go in there because he didn't feel like safe, like it was an alien activity or something like that. So there's countless videos of him going back there and trying to find it, and he gets lost and nobody knows where he's at. Okay, so they're looking at the YouTube videos for references, and they look and they see that there was the cave. So the first thing they go and look at is to go in the mine, the old mine shaft that was there, and he's not in there anywhere. There's like no tracks, nothing is dropped, like nothing's there at all. So one of the options that there was is, since he was near the Area 51 base, they have these like heat rays, if you want to call it that, that basically like heat you up, and it's hard to move out of there. So the red light that he was seeing could have been one of those things that when you get in a certain area, it'll like heat you up and then you get killed, basically, because you're in a certain area that you're not supposed to be in, and like you're trying to get around basically the border and everything that you're not supposed to get in. But yeah, they never found his body, and that's why everybody thinks it was either alien activity or it was, you know, Area 51 killing him and not telling anybody. But
I don't want to jump straight to the fact that it could be Area 51, but at the same time, aliens have to be real, right?
well,
Because if you think about it,
yeah.
there's people who always yell at me and tell me that I need to think it through. Where, oh, God doesn't talk about aliens. He doesn't not talk about them either. Like, well, he doesn't talk about them, but he doesn't
specify them, really.
Yeah, he doesn't say, well, they don't exist. Don't believe in aliens. You know what I'm saying? So, my thought is, if there's an Earth here, there are infinite galaxies. There are infinite galaxies. There are infinite planets out there. Like
you can see, like NASA, they discover like new galaxies all the time.
There's infinite galaxies. So, how are you going to tell me that we are the only one out of an infinite amount of galaxies that have a planet with people on it? That's just, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, honestly,
there's no way.
and even if there wasn't people, like, there has to be some other sort of life form on, like, any other planet. Like, if it's not, like, a large species, like, some sort of insects. Because if you think about it, there has to be water somewhere else. There has to be water. It does have to be oxygen and water, but I'm sure there is another place that has oxygen and water. Because if there's infinite galaxies, you have to have at least one that is bound to be similar than yours or like the same. And another thing is that did you see the Pentagon release the UFO footage?
Yes, I did see that.
And they're like, I don't know if you can really call that. I mean, they're moving like really fast, and on the cameras when they have all the they have like basically the night vision, and they can see it, and it's moving like zigzagging really fast, and then it like stays. It looks like a UFO. I mean, nothing like that can move like that we have, really.
Yeah,
so,
there's nothing. There's absolutely
nothing can move that fast and like stop that fast from anywhere around here. So
yeah, there's like absolutely no way. But I think I can see it from both sides. Where well, if God exists, then why doesn't he talk about aliens? Well, yeah, but how do we know that aliens don't exist on a bigger scale? Whenever you think about it in more terms of like reality, thinking of hey, there's infinite galaxies out there. There has to be. I mean, there has to be another Earth out there somewhere. I mean, we just can't find it because
we don't have, like, our spaceships right now obviously aren't, you know, the best at all. Like, at all. I think if you go like 1 light year, if that was even possible, it's like if you could go as fast as light, like 1 light year would be 1 year, but we can't do that. So 1 light year is like 400 years. So there's no way. The ship might make it to that destination.
We're not making it.
But the person is not going to make it.
Yeah, we're not making it. And if we do, we're not making it back. So it doesn't matter whether or not.
Yeah, if we get in, like, you know how time is faster some other places than it is on Earth. If you even if you get in that, like, the spaceship obviously cannot handle going back because you're not going to have enough gas for that.
What happens though? What happens?
What do you mean?
I haven't looked it up. I haven't done any research on it. But what happens when you go to like somewhere where it says like, oh, a day is a year? a day on that planet is a year, and
then you would age faster
And-
than anybody else. So you would get really old. So saying that like one day is a year there, then that means that technically when you go back to Earth, if that was ever possible, everybody else there is aging, at their rate. And if it's a day for them, then you'd be like 200 years old. So if you're 100 and you blah blah blah, and you stay there for 100 years,
Yeah, so
it'd be
if it-
200.
yeah. So if you're like 57 when you're here, and then you go somewhere for a day, and a day
It'll be
is
58.
100 years on Earth,
Oh, well, yeah.
and then you come back, then you're 157.
Yeah.
So everyone you know is dead,
You would basically.
and you just look the same.
Yeah.
Or what? Or what would
Because
happen?
you don't age as fast as everybody else either. Like if you have watched what is that movie called?
I don't know, but I mean, I was just thinking, because something has to happen. I mean, I doubt you die when you get back
Interstellar.
into the.
Have you watched Interstellar before?
No.
With Matthew McConaughey.
No.
Basically, the world is ending, so like everything that's there, they're having like huge dust storms, just killing everything, like all the crops, everything is dying, and they're running out of food and stuff like that. So the job that they're doing, basically, since he was like a specialized pilot, and like the, like the Air Force, they take him and they put him in there, and he's with like a scientist and like all this, and they fly the spaceship up in the air, and basically, they go on this planet that is like Earth.
Mm-hmm.
They go on this planet that's like Earth, but when they go there, it's just all water. So there's nothing but water. And they sent a guy there beforehand. They sent 3 people out before them to like settleize the planets that they were on. And they go there and they figure out that it's not very deep water. It's like ankle high water. And they go there, but you staying there every hour is a year. So every hour that they're there, it's a year. So they're there, and their main goal is to find the person, or if they're dead or not, and find them and then take them back and then go to a different planet since that one's not habitable. But when they're in the middle of that, a wave comes, crashes into their ship, and basically causes them to like lose power. And they're there for like 4 hours, which is not good at all. They come back, and the guy is like super old. He's lost hope and everything. They come in there, and he says, I've been waiting for like 30 years or something like that, and he's just gray and he's really old, and he ends up dying in the movie because they have to go through a black hole to get through all these different things, which nobody really knows what a black hole does to you because there's no black holes that are close to us to experience what would happen if you went through them. But yeah, it's a very crazy thing. Like space is just very insane.
Yeah. Much like Paranormal Activity, I don't know. Like I said, that ghost at my mom's house. I don't know. Not to go from aliens to ghosts, but we went from ghosts to aliens, but
yeah.
to go back, I don't know that aliens are real. I don't see why they wouldn't be, but at the same time,
There's no proof
Where-
really.
where-
So like
where's
other
someone?
than like them spottings and like other stuff like that, there's no like really proof or anything. I mean, there definitely is some videos that I've been like, well, that kind of looks real, and same as Paranormal Activity. It's the same as that. Like you can.
Well,
see
I mean,
some
I've
videos
seen it a lot. I mean, I've seen.
like that.
this
when I was
ghost
at Zaleski's
twice.
house, it scared the crap out of me.
I've heard stuff in my aunt's house. I mean, dude, I was staying there one night when I was alone. They were all gone for with and anyway, I was there by myself, and I was making a pizza bun, I think. It was something like that on the kitchen counter, and I heard
Why are you
something.
making a pizza bun?
Yeah, I was making a pizza bun.
I don't like pizza buns at all.
Why?
The crust of them, I don't like the little outside crust of them. Like when I bite into it, how
Yeah.
the inside is like soft, and the outside
Well,
is just all crunchy.
I was making a pizza bun,
Yeah.
and then what happened was I heard something fall in the hallway. Like I heard footsteps, and then I heard something fall. Well, I got kind of freaked out, so I kind of just stood there in shock for a minute. But then I walked around the thing, and there was a painting. It's not a painting, but it's a picture on the wall, laying on the ground. And I knew that's what fell because I had been in that hallway
Was it
previously.
fell before though?
No.
Like, just
Never
it's
fallen
never
before.
fallen before.
Never fallen
And
before.
was it like
Still hasn't fallen
was a nail
again.
like out of it, or did it?
No,
look
it
like
was-
just
it
like
was-
picked up and dropped.
Yeah. Okay. So to get it off, you probably would have had
So
to
it's like
something would have.
Is it like the kind of the pictures that like hang by a string, you know?
Mm-mm.
So it's like a string, or
No,
is it
it's-
just like hooked on?
You just sit it there.
Yeah, it's
But
hooked on.
at the same time, there was nothing to happen because there's plenty of other things that would have fallen, but it was just that. It would just you probably would have had to like hit it from the bottom or something and knock it off, but it just fell and it was
Yeah, that
confusing to me.
doesn't make any sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'd have,
The nail was
like,
still
it's not
there.
like-
Everything was there. It was
It's not like it's just fell. Like something would have to, hit it up.
yeah. Well, then I mean, at my mom's house, I've seen stuff too, but that brings me to the question when I think about it, what happens when you die? Because let's not let's
Are
say
we getting religious?
yes,
or are
we're
getting. Like,
so let's say we're religious. Okay, we're Christians.
Mhm.
What about the spirits though? That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
What if let's knock religion aside.
Mhm.
Let's say you don't go to heaven or hell and or wherever and in any other religion. What happens when you die? What if
Well, if you don't believe in any religion, and
what do you think happens when you die?
that you have a judgment day after you die, your spirit goes up to heaven. You have a judgment day, whether you're going to heaven or hell, basically. Which I don't know. Sometimes I don't think that that's like the truth. I know it's in the Bible, but sometimes like if Jesus kind of paid for your sins and you're getting judged for the sins that you've done, but he's already paid for your sins. And I guess if you didn't repent, but that doesn't work either, because how do you know when you're gonna die? Like you repenting over.
Well,
and
let's
over
say
and over
that
again.
let's say that religion. Let's say you don't believe in God. Let's
Then
say
I believe that if you don't believe in God, then you'd just kind of be dead. You
Yeah,
wouldn't have it. And
well,
if
what
you
would
believe
happen?
that you
Do
have
you
a
go? Do
spirit,
you go into like a pit of like darkness, or
well,
is it?
no. If you don't believe in any religion, I'm thinking like if I didn't believe in any religion, that when you die, it's over. There's
Okay, yeah,
not
but
a spirit or
let's
anything.
say that God's not real, and there's no surefire plan of going to heaven or hell, and you die. Are you just stuck in your body?
No.
Like, do you
die
just get to
and you don't-
sit there?
So eliminate the spirit. So you don't have a spirit. So if you die, you don't have anything. So if
So it's
you
kind of
die,
like before you
your
were.
body's over.
So it's kind of like before you're born,
Yeah,
which would make sense. You're just nothing. I mean, you
you're
don't.
nothing once you die. Like,
You don't really
live,
know.
You live on this earth, and then you're nothing. Basically.
You don't really know how I'm alive or I'm dead. You basically don't exist
Yeah.
at all.
Mhm.
Spiritual or anything. It's just. you
But
don't
another
exist.
thing is, if you did believe that there was like like if you died, you were spiritual, and like you believe that you had a spirit at the end. The only other thing that I could really think of is that when you die, basically you're still on this earth, and like you get to watch over people. Basically, like you die and you don't get to live in a normal world. Like you're in a different realm, obviously with with everybody else, like every other spirit that's there, and like you just you don't need to eat, you don't need to do any of this. You just kind of like live. there.
That's where I get the question. What if, like, because if I'm not saying God's not real, and I'm not gonna question that because I believe in him and all
Yeah.
this stuff. But
Mhm.
if he's real, then and you're supposed to either go to heaven or hell, why are there spirits on Earth right now? Because not all of them are bad.
Well,
Because clearly, I mean, I've lived in that house for a long time, and I've been seeing it
another
forever,
thing
but
is
it's
that-
never tried to
another
hurt
thing
anybody.
Another thing that is brought up is that like you get to choose. So like that another thing people bring around that like if you wanted to stay and be like the guardian angel for like your family and like watch over them, then you could be like that. And another thing is that like if so say that I just killed you right now, and like you're like that's wrong. I'm mad that I just died right there. That guy just killed me and that's wrong. Then then you would have a choice to say that I'm going to go back down there. But since you're mad, you're going to torment that guy, which makes you evil. Okay? So then that's
I'm
how
mad
you get
that
the
I just
bad.
died.
That's how you get the bad spirits. Okay? And then like, when you get the good spirits, you're just trying to go down there and just watch over your family and like, just make sure that they're okay, basically. But that's the only thing that I would think of like that,
Yeah. Well,
of how you get good and bad spirits.
yeah. I don't know. honestly, because if God's real, then why are there spirits on earth? But if he's not, then does that mean everybody's spirit just stays on earth, and then that just happens? Because if you don't have a spirit, then where are spirits coming from? Where are ghosts coming from? You know what I'm saying? So unless they just exist outside of time, I don't know. There's a bunch of good questions.
So you can't really believe that there is no spirits, because I know for a fact a good portion of people believe that there is like spirits. Other than that, like there's spirits that are around here and people see stuff.
Most definitely.
And, a lot of people believe that. So you can't. If you didn't believe that, then I guess I would understand that. Like when you die, it's over. Like nothing happens. You don't have a spirit. You're just dead, and then like that's your existence in the world.
Yeah, but see,
but again, do you really? Another thing is, do you really believe that God has like a time for you to die, like a time for you to die, like it's written down, and He's just like, oh, it's your time to die. So, but what if I just shot you right now? What if he doesn't choose for you to die like that? He's probably choosing you to die in a certain way, and then I just interrupted it. He didn't plan for that, so I could just.
How do you know? How do you know he didn't plan for that?
Because
when he created you, how do you know he didn't say, "Oh, he's gonna die by getting shot"?
Because there was no guns back then, and there was no cars.
But God's not. Hey, we're talking about God. God knows everything.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, dude. That's like, I don't know. When there was cars created, he's like, now people are going to die in car accidents. And then he just started, like, writing down car accidents on his book. But I feel like people are supposed to die at a certain time, and people can, like, take that. And then that's what makes them...
Well, or you're supposed to die at a certain time, but it's just not written down when or how.
So it's
maybe
not
I'm
how,
supposed to die tonight.
Maybe
I'm supposed to die tonight, but the way I'm going to die is uncertain. Until you pull out a gun and shoot me.
So basically, he just has like a time for you to die, but it's not written down.
It could be. I don't know. I'm not God, so.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's God.
I don't know.
It's a very like big topic to talk about.
It could get very controversial really quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it's very likely that he just knows everything.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, he probably knows when the first flying car is going to be invented. I mean...
That's probably...
nobody knows.
I don't know. Nobody knows, but I feel like he focuses more on, like, making you a good person. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there were donkeys. What if you died in a donkey crash?
A donkey?
A donkey crash.
Well, another thing is, do you believe that, like, animals have consciences? Or, see, there's no way that an insect dies and it's just like, yep, time to go to heaven, because it doesn't have a conscience.
See,
you know what I mean?
I don't know, because, I mean, it's a living thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a conscience. You see what I'm saying?
So,
like, that thing, it's like a flea. If you pour water and there's a light and you pour water right there, it goes for the light for warmth, and it doesn't see the water because it's so focused on the warmth. So it's just like, oh, let me go to the warmth, and then it kills itself in the water. I'm not even kidding you. That's how people kill fleas, other than like spraying for fleas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, bats can't see.
Yeah, but they have echolocation.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you don't. I mean,
I
guess it's
I'd
the same thing.
I'd say screw my eyes too if I could just go, and then you see a wall and like a freaking, and like a car.
That'd be pretty dope.
That would be.
Yeah. So you're saying that those caterpillars you have back there have no spirit?
No, they have a spirit. They just don't have a conscience.
Are you sure?
Like that. That's like.
I don't think.
There's nothing.
I don't
there's nothing
know.
in their body that they go, this is a bad situation for me to be in. Let me get out of this situation before it happens. No, they just sit there and eat their leaves, and then when I come over, they're like, oh, he might eat me. This is dangerous. And it feels intimidated.
Well, then there is something that says, "Oh, this is a bad
situation." No, that's just their natural instinct. They curl up in a ball, and since they eat that.
So what about Sugar, your dog?
See, I don't want to get into this, dude. It's my dog, though. Like, but anyway, so I think.
So your dog dies right now. What's happening to it? Did its existence not matter?
What does my dog do though? It eats, poops, pees,
Yes,
and
but-
sits on a
Yes,
couch.
but your dog knows when there's a situation that needs to get out of.
No, dogs can sense spirits, and it is some weird stuff. I swear to you.
Okay, but
Like
that's not what we're talking about.
sometimes, okay, I feel like dogs. I don't know. Dude.
Things like that. I mean,
Yeah, but-
they know when they're in an intimidating
But it's a
situation.
lot bigger. You know what I mean? It's a lot
Yes.
bigger. As a like an insect, you know how small the brain is on like a flea, a fly, and all that. Like I don't think they can have that much thinkability. Like like capacity, brain capacity to be able to think of like that's right, that's wrong, and all that stuff. They don't care. They're just made to eat. That's like what is thorns made for? What are they made for? Please
Thorns?
tell me a good
Thorns.
thing. Yeah, like briars. Like you walk into them, you're just like, bam, they
Protect the
cut you.
plant.
Briars don't have a plant on them. They're just like
I mean, they're connected to a plant,
it's not a plant.
a bush.
The bush of briars.
Yes, it's protecting itself.
From what? Who wants to eat that? Who is going to eat
Well,
that?
I mean, there's insects that are going to try to.
no,
that-
there's no flowers.
Not
there's
insects,
no
but
leaves.
there are animals that eat plants, and they're like, oh hey, maybe I mean, ow, that hurt. You know?
No, there's no.
How do you know?
There's no sole purpose of a briar except to cut you and hurt you. Like a rose,
I'm
that
gonna
makes
look it up.
sense. A rose makes sense. Okay, has a flower on it. The thorns protect the flower. This
Mhm.
thing has nothing. It's like a tree with no leaves and just thorns all over it. Like what is the purpose of that? Oh, let me go get an apple from this tree. There's no apples. There's no nothing. I would understand if there was an apple growing on there and the tree's like, no, can't have that, and grows a bunch of thorns on it, so when you go up there and try to grab it, it pokes you. But that thing has nothing. It's just like sticks of spikes. They're
I
terrible.
don't know. It made it look cool, dude. It's made it look cool.
It's made to look
It
cool.
looks cool.
Another thing is, what are mosquitoes for? Give me a good reason to what a mosquito is for.
I think mosquitoes do have a good thing they do. I don't know what it is, but
Sucking blood.
well, no, there's something else.
Giving people freaking diseases because they suck
Yeah.
somebody that has a freaking
AIDS.
yeah, and then
Malaria?
It gets it to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what about COVID?
I know. You know what? You know what it's for? I take it back. You know what it's for?
What?
Keeping down the human population. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way. God wouldn't be like, yeah, we just need to take these people out.
I created too many. Time to wipe them out.
we need to take them
We
out.
need another world
Yeah,
war.
You know what? It's about time. It's about
Gotta get the
time.
world war going.
Gotta get the world war going.
Oh shoot! There's about 200,000 extra people.
Yeah, we can't
Let's spark
have
up
that.
war, conflict.
Yeah, can you make this guy? Think that the USA is terrible, and then just start a war? real quick?
Let's make a book that goes against my beliefs, and let's say that America's terrible, so that they want to fly buildings into our or fly planes into our buildings.
Fly buildings in our planes.
fly planes into our buildings.
Honestly, though, like when they did the what is his name? The guy that did the 9/11 attack.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. When they did that, like what was his thing? He was like, I'll be safe. I just completely blew 2 buildings out with planes.
Oh
But,
yeah.
yeah, I'll be safe. Like literally when they walked
But see, here's
when
the
they
thing,
walked in
it's-
there to kill him, he literally had no idea. He had like 2 women with him. He was like,
But
"You coming to kill me?"
But see, that's the thing. It goes like people over there are. I mean, when you're in that belief, I mean, you're raised to think, oh, America's bad.
Yeah,
You know,
they're
oh,
raised
you're not
from
supposed to
all
be
the way
free.
up, all
No,
the
you're
way
not
up.
supposed to be free. You're not supposed to live like Americans.
Actually, women have literally no rights over there.
Yeah, you're not supposed. You're not. I mean, to them, that's right. To us, that's crazy. But to them, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but they don't just want they don't just want to live in their country. What are you doing?
Yes,
They
but
don't just want to live in their country. They want to take the full world over and have everybody have that just one belief. Like, just stick to your country, my man. Like,
yeah,
how
but,
hard is that?
But
It's like
see,
it's like Germany. Like, what is your problem? Like, stay in Germany, okay? We don't care about anything.
You
else.
have enough land. You don't need more.
Oh, let's go attack Poland. Oh, and then here goes the freaking World War because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And,
well, see, people ask me a question all the time because I've wanted to be in the military.
Like, why does the USA always have to
people,
be the good guys?
I don't know. Why are we trying to solve every issue?
Why do we have to be like, oh, don't do that. That's not good. Like, why?
we go over to South Korea. Yeah, we're taking out the dictatorship. Why? Why do we need to do that?
Oh, yeah,
why do we?
We're all the way over here.
Why do we go to Vietnam and go? Oh, you know what?
Vietnam was
communism.
A terrible idea. That was a terrible idea.
There's no way that anybody thought, oh, we're going to go to Vietnam, a place with jungles, dude. What jungle does America have? Do we don't train in jungles? That's not our homeland.
We train.
Did we seriously think?
Like,
no, honestly, did
crawling through barbed wire?
Did we seriously think? You know what? Let's go to a place where people are literally training in jungles that we know nothing about.
So not
their
only
native land, which they already have an advantage over,
yeah.
and now we're going to go in knowing nothing about the jungle. That's a good idea. Let's go. Let's send our troops over there.
Yeah, that's another.
It's kind of like Russia with the Soviet Union. We don't train in cold weather. They do. I mean, we go in there thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be easy, and then we all freeze to death.
You know, another thing that you just brought up that reminded me of, you know, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yes. But what I was gonna say is, people ask me questions all the time about the military. Oh, if some 6-year-old comes up to you with a gun, tries to kill you, are you gonna kill it? Yes, I'm going to kill it. You know why? Well, that's mean. That's mean. Why would you do that? Well, because it's trying to kill me. I mean, it's one thing if I just, oh, hey, look, there's a 6-year-old, pow.
See,
and then if it's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, no, I'm protecting
myself.
myself.
We're taught to be like, can't do that. That's not right.
I mean, when you have people over there
that
literally hold,
have no
they hold ceremonies where you go in and watch and learn how to behead people. At 6 years old, dude, these kids, I don't know the exact age, but at 6 years old, these kids are going in there. What is wrong with you?
Is my form right, Dad? Is my form right?
Am I cutting his head off correctly? Is this how you do it?
No, son. More arm. More arm.
Flick the wrist.
Throw your back into it. Come on.
You're not trying hard enough, kid. No, but but what I'm saying is, they're trained. Little kids, dude, over there are trained. Oh, you're killing some Americans. Like, you're not specifically Americans, but oh, you're trained. You're a fighter. Because with us, it's, oh, you're 18 now. I get to do whatever you want, whatever I want to you. I mean, we're both gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna, you know. Over there, it's kind of like 6 years old.
Oh, you're 6 years old. You're my new wife. And then if you're a girl, what are you supposed to say? That you can't say no, because then they'll just kill you.
Yeah.
That's literally how it goes.
People complain about America all the time, but I mean, think about
4
how it is in
wives.
Afghanistan. I mean,
could you imagine that? Your wife gets older, you're like, nah, come here.
We should have based the podcast off of this, because this is a really good topic.
But we could talk about a lot more than just. This is a very small topic. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like this.
Yes, but
we could literally go over their religion, which is not a good religion. But I mean, if you want to follow that religion, I guess that's fine with me. But just don't behead.
Like I was saying, people think, oh well, America's terrible because I don't have my way. Oh no, you don't have your way. Oh, I'm so sorry that you don't have your way. You go over to go over to North Korea and for a week and try to tell me you don't want to come back. No, you have it so good over here. Stop complaining about everything that you have.
What country?
What country is as good as
like
us?
This? What country?
Exactly. We have a lot. I mean, we don't get to say a lot because we're white men.
Yeah.
But or apparently we don't have a say because we're white men because we're entitled. But I mean, think about it. Women complain about things, and I'm not trying to be controversial.
When they
I'm just saying that women. I get it. Let's see it from their point of view. But at the same time, women are. I mean, I'm not trying to say specifically controversial issues, but you have it so good over here. Like, you don't have to complain about it.
Like in other
I mean,
countries,
yes,
you don't have a
yes. For a
choice
long
who you
time, you
marry
didn't have
as
a
well.
vote. But guess what? Women in Saudi Arabia can't go outside showing more than their eyes. I mean, come on now. Do you want to live like that?
Not only that,
Some people
like,
don't even. Some women in different countries don't even have a choice to say no to being married to someone.
Yeah, they don't get to choose. The guy can just come like this.
Oh, I like her.
Hey,
That's it.
you want to marry me? She's like, no. He's like, nah, that's too bad. You're gonna have to live with this decision now because I picked you. So
Exactly. Like, why complain? And
And not only that, like the people that want to push socialism and stuff like that, it sounds good. You get a bunch of free stuff, like the government. You get free food, free cars,
free health,
free everything.
Yeah.
You get free everything. Who's paying for that?
Mm-hmm.
That's like you walk into McDonald's and there's like, yeah, can I get like?
See, it goes
can I get,
back.
like,
Who
10-piece
who made
chicken
that for
nugget?
you? Who made that for you?
McDonald's.
Okay. Someone has to work at McDonald's to make that for you.
They can't pay the people that work there.
Who's going to pay that employee
It's
to
not
make your hamburger
sustainable.
for you?
Maybe for like a year because the government's going to be forking in money. But after that year, when everybody's like, oh, dude, no way, I get this new PS5 for free, and then like everybody's going to have everything for a little bit, for like a year, and then you're going to see.
Nobody's gonna want to open
and then
businesses.
You're gonna,
Nobody's gonna want to work for those
You're
businesses.
going to see it never. Yeah, why would you work and not get paid? Why,
I mean,
that
if I'm
doesn't-
not getting paid, I ain't going to
it
work.
doesn't
You know what I'm
help you.
saying? Like,
This is what, and it's literally. I'm not saying that if Joe Biden gets elected, it's going to go socialism, but he's going to push socialism ideas because the Democrats want socialism ideas.
yeah.
Their whole idea is to push the socialism idea, and I mean, I hope he doesn't, destroy the country and how it is right now. But the reason that I don't
See,
like Joe Biden is because he does that kind of stuff, and this is another.
here's the problem with politics though, is when you think about it, everybody. I mean, Trump's our president right now. Everybody doesn't wants him to fail. Everybody wants to see Donald Trump fail. Everybody, not except for Republicans who support him, but everybody's like, oh, he's a terrible person. I hate him. Get him out of office.
Not only
He
that,
sucks.
you're-
Which I guess if he was a terrible president, which he's clearly not, because
yeah.
I mean we've seen we've seen a
raises
great
the
economy,
yeah.
except for the Corona. And until Corona, we had a great economy.
Yeah.
But not to
Which
sit here and
that
talk
was
about
not his
politics,
fault.
but I'm just saying, like, when you think about it, if Joe Biden wins the 2020 election, oh well, I'm gonna be upset because I want Donald Trump to win. But if Joe Biden wins, okay, that's fine. I wish him well.
Yeah.
I hope he does good as a president, and I hope he runs the country well. But
No, listen to this. Yeah.
with a Republican person, if a Republican wins,
the
no,
Democrats are crybabies.
yeah.
And it's not just
it-
it's not just.
And
for
I like
oh,
Democrat
I'm mad
people.
about
I'm
it.
not trying to be mean to Democrat people,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, oh, if a Republican wins,
Accept your
no,
laws.
no.
Accept
Oh,
your
I
laws.
hope they fail. I hope they run this country into the ground. Why? That's your president.
Yeah.
Respect the president. Come on now. If Hillary Clinton would be president right now, I would talk crap about her because I don't like Hillary Clinton. But if Hillary Clinton was president right now, I hope she did a good job. I hope she's done half as good as Trump.
But the fact that every single thing he does, they're like, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. He's a human being. He's not a scientist, so when COVID came around, they're saying that he's treating it wrong. And, like, everything's wrong the way that he's treating it. Okay, I want you to become the president, and then they
Yeah,
go...
you do
they
it
go-
better. You
they
do it
go,
better.
There's a pandemic, and then he's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do with this. And then a scientist tells him one thing. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to tell the people this because I think that this is what the scientist says. I'm going to tell them this. And then it backfires on him because the scientist was wrong. And then everybody goes after Trump.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
See,
understand.
here's with Trump, and this is what people don't understand. With Trump, he does what the people want, and whether anybody wants to agree with that or not, then, I mean, that's on them. But at the beginning, it was, oh, close the schools. We need to close the schools because, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, we'll close the schools. We'll try to keep it safe. Oh, well, we closed the schools. Oh, that was a terrible idea. Why would you close the schools? What are you, stupid? Then everyone's talking, oh, we need to get the kids an education. They need to go back to school. So he goes, you know what? Let's open the schools. Oh, what, are you trying to kill us now? What do you mean? That's what you
Not only
wanted. That's what
that,
you wanted.
Do you know how much hate he got for stopping China from entering the United States and doing the Europe ban? Both of them. Do you know Nancy Pelosi literally sat there and bashed him the whole time, telling him how bad of an idea that was and that everything's safe. There's nothing wrong with the pandemic or anything like that. She doesn't get flamed because she's held like a savior to like everybody that's a Democrat. Everybody's like, she can do no wrong. But as soon as Donald Trump, and it's a good idea, literally, scientists are like, wow, that's an amazing idea. Democrats are like, should have done it sooner. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, dude, you wouldn't have even done it. Like, you didn't
You
want it
wouldn't
to
even done
happen.
it. You would have literally, they would have been 10 times worse. But, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. If it's a Republican, there's nothing but hate, and if it's a Democrat, the country's going under. So I don't understand. I mean, we've seen the best economic.
Growth.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say. We've seen the best economy under Trump in 3 years than we've seen in a long time.
And Obama, he was not.
Yeah, Obama ruined it.
A lot of businesses went overseas. And another thing that he said that he was going to do is that if he gets another 4 years, he's going to try to pass a tariff that if the United States countries go over to China, they get tariffs on their stuff to make them have to pay more to go over here. So if they
Well, he
go
already
into
did that with China or Canada and Mexico.
to keep the jobs in America. Yeah.
That's exactly why it was. And guess what? I don't know if it's working because I haven't looked into it, but that's a good idea because
It is a good idea.
because you go to Mexico. How it was, you go to Mexico. Oh, you can bring things into America for nothing. I mean, just bring them in. I guess.
Not only that, like the reason that people go to China is because they don't have any laws there. You could just literally be like, paying you 14 cents. If you want a job here,
there's
you're gonna
no
have to
really.
work here. It's basically just like a bunch. It's like sweatshops, literally. They like pay you like no money whatsoever, and they'll fire you if you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they do that is because every single job there is like that. So nobody's getting a better job anywhere. Nobody's getting paid more. So they have no competition over there. So why wouldn't you go over there? And to put tariffs on stuff like that is going to make people want to stay in America more because then they're going to have to pay for more money for the products to go to America.
Exactly.
Which makes sense. It does make sense. It's a good idea. And if it doesn't work out, I guess you can like raise the tariffs even more and like really make them want to come over here. I don't know. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to end the podcast now. That's sad. I'm sad now.
I'm gonna end on a high note. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast and
Please
Zoe's
subscribe.
Rich. Zoe's rich.